Okay, today we are going to talk about controlling boyfriends, controlling men. I have a letter that a young lady sent in, and she's telling me about this boyfriend that she's been with. She told me she's been with him 4 years. Well, see, people write the letters, and then I look at them and I see there's a lot of holes in it. So I tend to write them back and ask for more information. So that's what I had to do here. I asked her for the ages of the two individuals, how long they've been dating, what the current status of their relationship was. Like, are they engaged? Are they just dating? Are they, living together? I mean, what's going on? Um, and I forgot what else I asked her. But anyway, so she filled me in, gave me more information. But I just want to kind of give you some of the highlights of the letter and read you some of the parts because they're very important and very key insight into what's going on in their relationship and how she feels about it and the stuff he's telling her, which is the setup for me to explain to you what's going on. So she says, Deborah, hey, I hope this email finds you well. My current man is giving me shit for kicking it with male and female friends. He also gives me shit when I spend time with my family or take too long at the gym. He says he worries about me a lot because I have an autoimmune disease and I was also sexually assaulted 2 years ago. He wants to make sure that I'm not going to get myself hurt or in a situation where I'm vulnerable. He thinks my social, bubbly personality just might attract people with the wrong intentions. I understand that he's protective. However, I have told him that he's a bit excessive and that he's suffocating me. When I say stuff like that, he gets really sad and hurt. I honestly think that the best thing to cultivate in a relationship is honesty. And honestly, I don't treat him like a priority if my family or friends want to spend some time with me. The reason is because we live together now and I see him all the time. These people are important to me and I want to spend time with them as well. He expressed that he alone wants to be enough to keep me happy and fulfilled. Did you hear that? He wants to be her one and only thing. Her one and only person. He also says that if I pursue all these relationships outside of our bond, that means he is somehow deficient in fulfilling my needs. He is so annoying. I don't know what to do. I hate myself when I ditch social events because he makes me choose between going to a bed and breakfast for the weekend or going to my company Christmas party. I just hate that it's making me choose between him and everything else I have going on with me. I mentioned that I will leave him if he stands in the way of my happiness, and now our relationship has become awkward. Do you think if I'm patient that he will learn to be okay with my social bubbly personality and all the friends I make, or should I leave him alone and recognize that it may be a reason to break up? Now, the thing about me, I was to say, she's 30, he's 33. They've been together 4 years, living together 4 to 5 months. Okay, so that's the foundational background to the writer of the letter. So I was thinking about it and I was making my little notes. See my little notes on my little binder paper? And I want to say this. That's it, because I did ask her, is this behavior new? That's the other question I asked her. Is this behavior new, or has he been acting like this all along? And it's just like, you're just really noticing it. And she said it's new behavior. And I'm suspicious that it's because now that they're living together, it has changed his mindset and he feels, like more of a sense of ownership of her. This happens a lot also when women get married. It's the same thing. Once you become Mrs., they start tripping and thinking that they own you. So in this particular instance, this guy is giving a lot of signals that he has either always been a controlling type of personality and she just never noticed, or they had enough distance because they didn't live together that, it really wasn't a problem because she was free to do her own thing on her own time. Or something has triggered this possessiveness with this particular guy. But it doesn't matter what his issue is. The issue that's important is how it's making her feel and how it's impacting her life. And, I want to say this too. There are certainly, some good traits about a man who's very protective of his woman. She would feel safe. She would feel like, there's somebody looking out for her and stuff like that. However, this guy is taking this shit like way too fucking far. It's when you have a situation where A woman is going about the life that she already was living before you met her, and even during the time you met her. She with her family, with her friends, working out at the gym. But all of a sudden now it's a problem, and you're going to restrict how much time she spends doing it, and get a pouty face when she does something and just spends time away from you. See, this is a problem, and this is something that she has to either, as she wisely asks, if this is something that she can work with and get straight with dude, or if there's something she's gonna have to just let him go. And I can say this: if she's very clear about how he's making her feel, say that you're making me feel suffocated, and I don't like it. I want to spend time with these friends. I want to do these things that bring me happiness, and you're standing in the way or trying to. And then he gets all pouty, and now the relationship is awkward because he's not getting his way. So what he's really doing, though, is trying to think of some ways to get to work his magic and make her come under his control. So how could you tell? Because as soon as I looked at it, I already knew what was going on. But I want to still provide you guys with some examples. So how can you tell that somebody is a controlling type of person? Well, they're gonna do these things. This living together, she wants to continue her life, but he's resisting. Okay, that's one thing. You find yourself struggling to do things and be autonomous and to have a life away from your partner. Sometimes they use all kind of tricks to make it happen. They'll use guilt. They'll use manipulation, they'll use coercion, they'll fight and keep you tired or something so that you're too tired to do whatever you want to do, or they keep nagging you to the point where you just say, oh, forget it. They just want to wear you down to a nub until you give in and give them whatever it is that they want and just acquiesce to their demands. You don't want to ever do that. No matter, I don't care if it's your dying breath, you need to walk out that door if that's what you said you was going to do. Another way that they try to control is, Dad, you know what? My writing is so bad. What happened to my penmanship awards I used to have? Okay, so this guy, he gives her shit when she wants to spend time with her friends. He gives her shit when she wants to spend time with her family. He gives her shit when she wants to go to the gym. He's critical of her personality. And the criticism is one of the chief ways that they try to bring you, under control with these subtle little criticisms. So by saying, well, your social bubbly personality might attract people with the wrong intention. So basically what he's doing is if something should happen to her, he's going to blame her for it. That's what the shit he's setting up right now. Well, you're so social and bubbly, those people are going to be attracted to you. No, that's this inappropriate way to address. The girl is socially and bubbly and social when you met her, and she's still gonna be social and bubbly. So why is it a problem? You knew she was like that before. So now you're trying to make it something where it's like trained out of her, it's beaten out of her, so that you will have this little shell of a person who's not attractive to anyone else, and so you will feel comfortable. This guy is extremely insecure, and I'm not sure, like I said, the fact that she said this is all relatively new behavior, I don't quite know what to do with that, because it doesn't seem like this would be new behavior. I'm thinking that she just didn't really notice it, and that it's been there all along. Maybe not to this extreme, but there's something going on with this guy. There's something he wants from her, and she's not giving it to him. So he's really hustling around trying to figure out how to manipulate her into giving it to him. Now, the other thing that's a controlling behavior is when she tells him how she feels, he acts, hurt because he didn't get his way. He acts like she owes him something. She needs to do what he wants her to do so he can be happy, when doing what he wants her to do is going to make her unhappy. So why should she? I don't know. This guy, wanting her to be your everything, wanting to be her everything is the position of control. It is a position where they want to basically separate you from everyone else, which is one of the key tools that abusive men use when they start their reign of terror. So even though she didn't say anything about him being violent towards her or aggressive or anything like that, these behaviors are like first stage, because once they start isolating you from everyone else, then the things that they do have no witnesses. They know you have no backup, you have no support team behind you, and so they pretty much do whatever the hell they want to do. Now, what can you do? You know, what can you do if you have a man who has this struggling with his sense of self, and he has some, some definite self-esteem issues going on right here? I would say, you need to look at what's going on with him. The jealousy, even though he's masking it as concern, that's one of the chief ways that they try to control you. It's saying, well, I'm just worried about you. See, and it makes it really hard, right? So then you're guilt tripping and struggling with it, because like you think, well, my man should love me, he should worry about me, he should care about me, so why am I getting, angry at it? And so you end up all in your head, all upset about it, when in reality, that's just game. He doesn't have to tell you that he's worried about you and use it as a reason to keep you from going someplace or doing something that you want to do. You're just worried by yourself. You don't tell the other person that you're worried. They don't, she can't really care about his worries. You're free to worry if you want to or not if you please. That's your choice. But, he's suspicious, right? He's sharing his suspicions of these other people. That's why he doesn't want her to be around him. He wants her to be around him. He has this obsessive, possessiveness. I've never seen, I have seen it, but not in somebody so young. Usually it's like you see like older guys are like that with really young girls. They get very possessive and controlling because they feel like they're, more the older and more dominant. But this, they're very close to the same age. So it's like, dude, really? What's going on with you that you think that you need to treat her like this? So all in all, to answer her question, I'm not sure, judging the way that he has responded thus far, that you're going to really be able to do anything, because he is what he is. This personality that he's demonstrating to you that's what this guy is. As far as what you you're also the way that you are, and you should stay that way. There's nothing wrong with you being a bubbly, wonderful, fun to be around person. Don't dull your light in order to appease him. Don't do that. He's either going to have to accept you the way you are and love you just the way that you are, or you're going to have to move on to find somebody who does. She's a beautiful girl. She's got a great spirit. Every time I've interacted with her online for several years. So it's not like, she's new to my life. But the bottom line for her is, she's always been this little bright light. And I don't see where trying to dull it to keep this guy is going to help her at all. You're going to have to sit down with dude and just say, I can't be this person that you seem to want me to be. I'm not going to be a bird in a cage. I'm going to be flying free. Now, you can either fly with me or you can stay here on the ground and be mad that I'm flying. But I'm going to fly, and that's just the way it is. And those are some of the words that he needs to hear, so he understands what time it is and understands that you're not going to be controlled by him. This is Deb Cooper on the Relationship 911. I'll talk to you guys in a bit. I got the part 2 of the Controlling Parents video coming up.